time for Home Improvement with Jen Keida from Standard Insulating. Welcome, Jen. How you doing?
Good morning.
Happy Halloween. Did you have a good experience over the weekend at your house?
Yes, it was a beautiful night for trick-or-treating.
And did you get some great costumes or not?
My neighborhood is always fun. There's a nice haunted house around the corner, so
Yeah?
we get a lot of cute kids coming up.
A real haunted house or what?
No, not a real one. One they make for the kids to walk through.
Okay.
Do you go through it?
No, I hand candy out.
And favorite candy? Halloween? Do you have one or do you not care?
Probably, the traditional Reese's pieces.
Now, do you like the? I like the. They got some in there in the blue. I like the dark Reese's. Do you have a favorite kind or not?
No. I don't think I'm familiar.
All right.
No. Stay away from the dark chocolate.
Got to try it out. No, what are you saying? It's better for you too, Jay. They say it's got more antioxidants in it than the regular stuff.
That's the way you want to justify eating the candy. And the dark one's better for you.
Lots of folks are getting ready for wintertime. I know Jill Reel says it's going to be kind of a mild winter around here for us, but you never know, of course. That's just the prediction for now. Whether it's mild or it's heavy, we know we're going to get some snow in this area, and folks are using this time to prepare for the upcoming months ahead. What are some of the things people should be doing?
Well, first of all, mild is probably in the eye of the beholder, I guess.
Yeah, we're central New Yorkers here.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe we won't have 2 weeks worth of minus 20 degrees straight.
Right. It'll just be 0.
Yeah, it'll be fine. But there's a lot of things people can do.
Yeah, I was reading an article actually in BetterHomesAndGardens.com here. One of them saying sealing gaps and adding insulation. Sometimes people just don't have enough insulation, right? And is there like an eyeball test you can do to figure that out?
Yeah, but basically if your house was built before 1980, it's very likely that you do need insulation because that was building before the energy crisis. After 1980, well, it's actually 78, codes kind of stepped in and required insulation in homes. But before that, they weren't. So if you live in a house that was built before that, it's very likely you need it. But you can pop up into your attic if you have access and take a look. You want to have about 15 to 20 inches of insulation up in that space. But even if you have insulation, they could have blown it over and there's lots of holes and things. They need to be plugged.
Yeah,
so.
Speaking of your attics, I was listening to a national report on ABC News about preventing critters like squirrels from getting into your attic. And they're saying one of the best things you can do is make sure you trim the shrubbery and clip any branches, cutting off their access to jump from a branch into your attic.
Yeah, and actually
right?
critters are a huge cause of energy loss because they get in, they chew all sorts of holes to get into your house, and all those holes are accesses to heat loss, too. So not only do they wreak havoc on your house as far as deteriorating it and, all the things that come along with it, but it's a huge energy problem, too. So, anything that can gain them access. But if you plug the holes that get into the house, it'll also help plugging the holes to let the heat out, too. So two in one deal.
So now, when you talk about them being able to chew through things, they could chew through the insulation from the outside in, too, so you have to seal it correctly, too, right?
Right, and generally speaking, you're going to have other kind of building materials before you get to the insulation anyways, so the soffit, making sure that the soffit is sealed up correctly, and making sure, like you said, that the branches can't touch the roof or the house. There's no they can't jump from the tree to the house. And sealing the bottom of your siding, anywhere that they can get into. The rim joist is an access point for them, too. That's that space down below the basement. That's a real weak spot in our houses, and it's real easy for those critters to get in there. Just chew a little tiny hole in there, and bam, they're in your house.
All right. I also saw on this list of things you can do for the upcoming months ahead, tune up your furnace. Now, I know about a car tune-up. What's a tune-up for your furnace?
Yeah, just exactly the same thing, except you're really wanting to do that once a year. You have some responsibilities of maintaining your furnace yourself, filter changes, things like that. But having a professional come in and actually do a clean and tune can help make sure that it's more efficient and obviously safe, which is really the biggest issue.
What are some of the common things that folks put wayside and think, oh, you don't have to deal with this, I think I'm all right, and someone like you comes in and you find these gaps or these discrepancies?
Yeah, well, as far as like your heating system goes, a lot of times if there's nothing wrong with it, you don't bring anybody into it until something breaks.
Right.
If you maintain it, then you're less likely to have that issue where it's 20 degrees out and your furnace isn't working. As far as insulation goes, a lot of times it's places you can't see yourself.
Right.
So you look for other symptoms when you go outside and it's frosted in the morning. If you see a lot of melting on your roof, that means there's a lot of heat escaping and melting that frost, which will melt snow, which will create ice, and all of that's just heat that you're paying for that's
and
shooting under the house.
and can lead to other damaging effects as
Oh,
far
yeah.
as the roof goes. with
Yeah, when you have ice, you have roof problems,
Mm-hmm.
you have leak problems, and then just what the ice can do when it falls off the house and the problems that it can occur around the house.
We're talking to Jen Keida from Standard Insulating here on the Talk of the Town, 100.7 FM WUTQ. If you have any questions for her about your home, getting it ready for winter, 624-0870, our phone line. You can also text a question to 623-0373. Now, we bought a house last year about this time. It's got a fireplace. We haven't used it yet, and we found out it recently was assessed, and the fireplace hadn't been used in probably 20 years. Can you lose energy through your fireplace, too?
Absolutely, especially if it was obviously a wood-burning fireplace and the flue's not working correctly, if that's open or it has to it doesn't close completely. There's some really small, inexpensive ways to fix that. There's these little balloons that you put up into the chimney,
really?
fill them up, and they fill up and fill the space up, and when you're ready to use a fireplace, you just take that balloon right back out.
You can do that by yourself? You can go purchase those balloons?
Yep. Or get right online and look for a chimney dam, which is what it basically is, and it's just like a balloon that you fill in and you squeeze it, and it fills the air up and fills all the nooks and crannies and stops the air leakage from going out.
Cool. Kids would think that was great. I think we'll try that.
You just have to remember it's in there before you start your next fire.
Yeah, there you go.
Good point. Again, you can call us at 624-0870. You can text us at 623-0373. It's 820 on the Talk of the Town with Dave, Jay, and Sam, and Jen Keida from Standard Insulating.
Some of the projects that you guys can help out homeowners with, can you give us an idea of how much it will save? Just give us an example of something.
Yep. Generally speaking, we're saving customers around 40% of what their energy bills are, their national grid bill, because we are saving not just on gas, but we do a lot to work with customers on their electrical reductions too. So it's very common for me to hear from customers telling me that they're saving $150 a month. Right off the bat.
Well, you had an interesting story you shared with us on the way in.
Yeah,
Could you tell us about
absolutely. I was grocery shopping this weekend, and as I was filling up my cart, a woman walked up to me and said, "Are you the lady, on the TV commercials, basically?" I said, "Yes." She said, "I want to come up and give you a hug. You insulated our house a year ago, and we have saved about $150 a month since that."
Wow.
And we're warmer, we're happier, and she hugged me right in the grocery store.
Wow.
So I told her to give our office a call so I could remember who she was. But those are very common stories that I find that people just want to share with us how much money we actually did save them.
There's nobody out there hugging Dave and I.